Hey everybody, this is Josh Olive with Haven Comics. I'm still alive, and it's still Thursday, so that means it's time for our quiz show. If you're new to this, pretend like you like it and hit the like button and all that jazz. If you're old at this and you haven't done that yet, shame on you. You should do that. Love that intro video. One of my favorite things. I'm so glad Nick Ellis made that for us of Two Brothers Comics. If you haven't liked their channel yet, you should get over there and do that too. Two Brothers Comics, those dudes are pretty awesome. Still Josh Olive, as I said earlier. This is still Thursday. That means it's the Haven Comics quiz show, which means we're going to have a guest on. We're going to ask a lot of questions. Some of them we might have prizes for, and some of them it's just because we're nosy. And I'd like to introduce my guest. Sorry, I've had COVID for the past several days, and so if I keel over during the show, that's why. Anyway, introduce my co-host for the show, one of my favorite people ever, best co-host ever. Hey, Wyatt, what's happening?
Hey, I don't know if I'm the best co-host ever, but...
You are the best co-host, just like Haven is the best comic book store on Slaughter Road.
All right, listen, I'll take it. I'll take it then. So yeah, I'm not Jeremy. Jeremy's he's on maternity leave. So
yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, he's have kids and you just leave. What is that? But
Lindsay does all the work.
Well,
he's like, I take a vacation.
I mean, we'll miss both of them, Prize Cam and Jeremy. You know what I mean?
We've been missing Lindsay. I'm not gonna lie. That's God's honest truth. Now we have had a surprisingly good backup, but there's nothing like the original Prize Cam.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. So, but yeah. So how's your week been, man? I mean, besides, having the whole COVID thing,
Yeah, COVID, 0 stars. Do not recommend. Would not do again.
You get sick, and then all of a sudden just don't want to have the show anymore about this hard thing about breathing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was like talking for an hour last week. I was like, that is not happening. I was hopeful, and then it was like, there is no way, man. I didn't even sound like me anyway, so it didn't matter. I mean, it was like, yes, hello. I would like to ask you a question.
Well, that would be almost kind of awesome. Not the COVID part, but the voice.
I mean, I can just talk like that tonight, if that helps.
We'll figure out something there.
I'm always watching, Wazowski. Always watching.
Always watching. So, yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to be better.
Because I know it's not fun to have that. So yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, they put me on this antiviral stuff that you have to take 40 pills in 5 days.
All right, I didn't have.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It's like every time you turn around, you're drinking a glass of water. Yeah, that's fun stuff. So, how about you, man? What's going on?
Nothing, man. Just enjoying my days. Just started a new job, so that was really fun. So,
oh yeah, what are you doing?
I'm doing progressive now, so I'm working at doing some fun stuff from there. Fun thing happened. The water heater broke.
So do you meet Flo right out of the gate, or how does that work?
Me and her are cool. You know what I mean? Me and Flo are cool with it. So yeah, she's pretty cool. A little bit. She's a little cocky, but you know what I mean. I had to humble.
Well, she's earned it.
I mean, I guess. I mean, so yeah, me and Flo are kicking it. What else? The water heater broke at my house, but thanks to the wonderful, Jeremy and his wonderful stuff that he does for our house, we had the insurance to get it fixed. So that was fun.
Oh, y'all had the home warranty?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, good call. Always get the home warranty.
Yes. So
because you just bought that house, 2 months ago, something like that?
4 now.
It's 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And then the hot water heater goes out. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So it was a little like it was starting to leak. So then after that, we were like, I want a swimming pool, but not in the washroom.
Right, not in the house.
Yeah, not in the
generally frowned upon.
So
the big question I think everybody's going to want to know is, have you seen any Star Wars, the new Obi-Wan show?
No, I am going to do that. So I've been really, really busy. I actually rewatched all of the Jurassic Park movies this weekend,
All of
and
them, or just the good ones?
all of them. So it was tough getting through some of them. But I watched all of those, and then I got motivated to do a giveaway for next Wednesday. So there's 3 tickets that the Blurred Syndicate is going to give out
Yes,
for,
yes.
and all you have to do is just there's a post. I wish I had it with me, and you can be able to go ahead and just comment below. You have to follow the Blurred Syndicate and comment below your favorite dinosaur, and that gets you entered into a prize or chance to win 3 tickets.
Well, what's your
To
favorite dinosaur, Wyatt?
I am going to have to say, I'm gonna say the T-Rex. I'm gonna say the T-Rex. I'm not as familiar with all the dinosaurs, you know what I mean? But I
I
think
do.
everybody gets on the raptor train right now just because, you know what I mean?
I
But
want to try Triceratops
yeah,
because I could ride that.
yeah, true.
They're big enough. I could be like, "Here I come."
And then you could get reins for the horns.
Yeah,
So then there you go.
like you could tell a Triceratops where to go. It's going to go where it wants to go. That's the only problem with that. You'd have to raise it from a teeny tiny little thing.
Well, they've done it with all the rest of the raptors and the endo raptor and
That's true.
whatever they were. So
That's true. You want to see who all we got in the chat tonight?
let's see.
Let's see who we got so far. We start with Spider Girl 42. Spider Girl 42, how are you? I hope things are well. Josh lives. Jay Thornton. Yes,
Yes.
I'm still kicking. I might not be kicking it, but I'm kicking. Alan, what's up, Alan? How you doing, brother? Yeah, everybody's happy I'm alive. That makes me feel good. Thank you. Best co-host on this episode. Yep.
Were you expecting otherwise? Like, oh man, he made it through.
Man, you never know. Somebody might be going, I really wanted his comic book collection. If he, oops, sorry. Guess we're going to get the comic books later.
Oh man, I tripped over the life support cord. Oh no.
Right. Oops, accidentally unplugged them. All right. Look up the Inca stones. I feel like I missed something here.
Mm-hmm. I am out of the loop.
Got Mike Wesolowski in the house. What's happening, Mike? Good to see you, sir. All right. So I think at this point, what say we introduce our guest?
Let's go.
We got a really cool dude on tonight, and unfortunately, he really knows something that I hate, and he's good at it. So Owen has got some questions, really dug into that area that I hate. But I would like to introduce my friend Daniel Jacobs. How you doing, Daniel?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
Doing good. I'm alive, so
Well, that's always good.
yeah, I felt it was a good start to my day.
Yeah.
So your name is Daniel, but that says Joseph Kerr. Why is that?
Well, I'm a Joker guy. I've always been a Joker guy, and one of the '80s Joker storylines, he's changed his name to Joseph Kerr. And the way he described it, you take away the Seth part, you take away the extra R, and you have Joker. It took Batman three issues to figure that one out.
World's best detective, huh?
Absolutely.
So
if you notice in Death of the Family, then when he wears the work shirts, he's got Joseph on the name tag.
Nice. So I know it's not just Joker you like, but it's also Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Harley Quinn is always a factor in everything I do. Charlene's always been a Harley Quinn fan, even going back to the animated series days. So, we make a good pair.
So would this be of interest to you? Because I just got it in a collection.
Ooh. I've seen that one before.
Just got this in a collection.
That's nice.
Look at that, folks.
Oh, that's real nice. And it looks like it's good shape, too.
It is very nice copy. Yeah. I don't know that it's a 9.8, but it is in very good shape.
That's nice. That's real nice. I may have to talk to you about that one.
Yeah, It's available.
Well,
If I don't sell it raw, I'm thinking I might send it off to CGC.
I don't blame you. That's the first comic appearance, right?
Yep, that's her first appearance.
See, they did that. So they did that in such a way that was just amazing. You know, they introduced her as an animated character to bring attention to to bring a female into that group and get the attention of the females, and it worked. And she just took off. I mean,
You think that'd be a good deal there? Alan's offering me $10 for that book.
Oh no, I'll have to go 11.5.
Ooh, 11.5. He's going to pony up a 50-cent piece.
That's right.
Yes.
Hey, let me ask you, you've got a son who's a teenager, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is he familiar with change? And I ask that because we've got some interns at the store who are teenagers who literally came to me because they thought that somebody who gave them a 50-cent piece was trying to pass off fake money.
Yeah, he is very familiar with change because that's all he gets because, that is cheap and gas is high. Because, I don't know where the change goes. I lay on the counter, so it has to disappear somewhere. And Charlene says she don't get it. So if I check Caleb's room, I'm sure there's a collection of change in there somewhere.
Piggy bank.
Piggy bank. There you go. He's just saving it.
Yeah.
Saving it.
He's got a collection. I don't know what he does with it because I give him allowance every week. It seems like every time we go somewhere, it's like, Dad, can I have this? Then I pay for it. So he'd rather spend my money than his.
Well, you can't blame him for that. That's just smart.
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
absolutely.
Come on.
But yeah, they really thought somebody give us 50-cent pieces, and they thought that they were handing us fake money.
Oh wow!
Well, no, so in their defense, you know what I mean? Like when you go to school, they teach you about like the regulars. You know what I mean? So when you see now, of course, they what was it? They had the dollar piece and the 50. Like I know they may think about the dollar coins.
Yeah, the Sacagawea dollars. Yeah,
they may know about those, but like the 50-cent pieces are really rare for them to be like, oh, okay, well, hey.
I just thought it was funny. I mean, kid's 17 years old. He's never seen one in his life.
Touche. Okay. You're on your own, intern.
I just thought that was very interesting. I'm like, no, that's real money. It's okay. You never know. But so this is a nerd quiz show, right? So what kind of nerd are you? Tell folks your nerd pedigree here. What kind of geek are you?
I try to be what Cervantes said was a man of La Mancha. Love the MCU. Going back, we got to spend 10 years watching it develop, so that was really fun. But I've been reading DC Comics since I was a boy. I think the very first serious storyline I ever read was The Death of Superman, and it really captured my attention. I've always loved comic books in general, but my dad started me on Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit when I was 10, 11, 12. So at 13
the perfect
years old,
age.
Oh, absolutely. At 13 years old, reading The Lord of the Rings. And so I started early. I was always kind of a nerd anyway. So, you kept to yourself and read a lot. So that really started that. And then with Harry Potter and then, of course, Star Wars. Love Star Wars. That was always fun. And I just tried to broaden up. And anything that caught my eye, it changes a lot. Of course, I mentioned earlier, I love the Joker, love Batman, all that stuff from that era growing up. Really, I just enjoyed it. But, today's day and age, it's so nice to see, and I credit the Big Bang Theory with it as much as anything else, as the MCU or anything, where it brought guys like, us that love comic books and love the nerd culture to the forefront. Whereas, used to, you were kind of in the background. So it's been really, spreading out and anything fun. I like, Charlene's turned me on to anime a lot here recently. So I've been trying to watch that.
There you go. You're speaking my language now, man. I love it.
Well, I'm very new to it. I will say the first anime I ever watched was Sword Art Online.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started One Piece a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you're going to be at that forever, man.
Oh, I know, right? It's like 1,000 episodes or something. It's never going to end. Mm-hmm. And Charlene's a big fan of Attack on Titans or Titan. Mm-hmm. And I haven't, really fell into that yet. But, one day I'll get brave enough to start it.
Yeah.
Well, one of Wyatt's specialties, and he hasn't done it to me yet, but he's planning on it, is helping folks figure out what anime they would like and what they should watch. So Wyatt can help you with that.
See, saying that you like the Joker, I think you'll really like Attack on Titan. It's really it's dark, but it's really well written. So I think you would enjoy that. So
Well, I'm thinking about, that was something she wanted me to watch with her. So I think that's something when we get through with Stranger Things, the new season of Stranger Things, I think we'll kind of start on Attack on Titan, something like that.
And are you going to watch The Boys? The Boys come out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to watch The Boys. Who's not going to watch The Boys?
I'm just asking. On. Listen, I'm just trying to
people with a low threshold for gross.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I started that story, that show, it took me a little bit to get into it. And then I started reading wikis and things like that. And it really, it really caught me. Anti-heroes and what it's like. Because I'm a huge fan of Injustice, the whole Injustice storyline. And so it kind of caught me, it caught my interest, and we started watching it. And now I'm looking forward to it. Been counting the days.
Yeah.
So I mean The Boys was really, 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 really good, and the production values and that stuff, they did a good job taking from the comics and making it kind of their own story.
Are you familiar with this one, Wyatt, that Tom's talking about?
Not right offhand, but if I probably looked at it for a little bit, because when we were all locked in, I caught up on One Piece. I started One Piece over, so now I'm at like episode 700 and something, 50. It's a lot. It's a lot, definitely.
You have to maintain some kind of a running notebook of what happened.
No.
I mean, because the previously on bit must be like a half hour by itself.
Oh no. So the previously on part, they give you like, it takes up a good 2-3 minutes of the 20-minute show episode where they were like, well, this and this is the One Piece, Gold D. Roger, all the rest of it. So you get to like, but it's something that like you can be able to like do something else and listen to it until it gets to an action part, and then you want to catch the fight scenes. So I like.
So it's worth ignoring
and paying attention to at the same time.
Well, I didn't know that, I started episode 1, and I didn't realize there was like a movie you could watch.
Yes.
That cut out like 72 episodes of filler.
There's one. So it's not even filler. It's just so rich in detail. Like, how if you ask somebody how their day is, normally you get like an okay, but then you always have that one friend that like tells you absolutely every facet of what happened since they woke up. That's what One Piece is. Where they just will be like, well, I woke up and then I had my toast, but my toast wasn't, completely brown like I wanted it to. So I had to stick it back in there for another 30 seconds. You're like, bro, I just wanted to know how you were doing in a general sense. And so it's not necessarily filler, but it's just so much information.
Yeah.
Like an overshare.
Yeah, and I can see that from that. Well, too, getting used to it was the 90s when it first came out, something like that. So the anime style, the animation wasn't fluid. It just didn't look different than what I was expecting. And I went back to my boss at work, because he recommended One Piece, and he's a big One Piece fan. He's like, you would really like it. I went back the next day. I'm like, dude, we tried to watch like 3 episodes of it, and man, are you serious? I got to question your judgment there. But then he explained it to me, and you know what? He's probably right.
Yeah, because think about it. They've been making an episode pretty much every week since 1999. So, you know what I mean? They had to try to make it simple so that they could be able to kind of turn those things out. But I think it's really, really, you get better. And like you said, doing that one little movie that catches you up on like 70 some odd episodes is it's really good. That's what you need to do.
Yep, and I think that's what we're going to do when we start over after we get through the Attack on Titans. We have a plan. We have a plan. Never modify from the plan. Follow the plan.
So
attack, never retreat, always attack.
Well, isn't that what Iron Man said in Avengers? Cap, or we have to have a plan. Cap, I have a plan. Attack.
Yep, that was pretty much it. So tell people since we talked about it earlier and you didn't, what is your favorite dinosaur and why?
Well, my favorite dinosaur is a Stegosaurus because
All
he
right.
don't take nothing off nobody.
That's true.
That's
I
true.
mean, I'm just gonna. I don't need to ride it. I just need to train it. Just train it to attack and just
With
attack.
that tail.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
just wear whatever it comes out at you. Because you think about it, how many dinosaur things have you ever seen where somebody's actually eating on a Stegosaurus?
Never.
I mean, he's just walking around with his little pea-sized brain doing what he does.
So essentially, you're going to teach your Stegosaurus how to twerk.
Pretty much. Absolutely right.
Yeah, it just occurred to me as a DC guy, I got a couple things that these are mine. These are for me. But I thought you might like them. So I show them off. One, I'm going to make myself big here again.
Is that Detective 27?
It is Adventure Comics 346. It is Jim Shooter's very first comic book work,
Wow.
which was when he was 13 years old.
Huh.
He sent a story in, and they published it. And they said, "Hey, we're going to publish this. You got any more?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got more." And then when he was filling out his paperwork for his 1099, they said, they saw his age. They're like, "Wait, how old are you?" But he was like 6'5". I mean, the guy's a beast.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is the first appearance of Karate Kid, Pharaoh Lad, Princess Projectra, and Nemesis Kid, and it is signed by Jim Shooter.
I wonder where you got that signed at.
That could be at the expo, you know.
Mm.
Now this one, a little bit different. This is House of Mystery 179.
Oh, wow. That's that dark horror you like there.
It is the very first Bernie Wrightson comic book work signed by Bernie Wrightson before he died.
Oh, wow. That's nice. And in good shape, too. Look at that 9.2.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes me happy right there.
I bet it does.
That's Bernie Wrightson's just, I've always loved his work. I've always thought he was amazing. And so, yeah, that's that makes me pretty happy.
I bet it does. It'd make me happy, too.
What's not to love?
You know,
So,
I was going through my slabs today, and of course, you know, we're a DC family, and we'd always had the Titans.
Mhm.
And you know, Tracy was my Nightwing, and I have got the Boy Wonder back there in the bedroom somewhere doing whatever he does. And I looked at my Marv Wolfman signed books, Judas Contract, and all that. And it wasn't too long after the late great George Perez had passed, and I just thought about looking at it, how cool it would have been to get both of those guys who were just best friends to sign those books. It was just, you know,
he was going to come to the expo before he had his heart trouble. And then things just kind of went downhill. But yeah, the George Perez had agreed to come. It just never worked out.
yeah.
What's happening, Ryan?
Did I hate that? I do. You know, we lost a lot of great ones the past, you know, couple of months.
Yeah, Neil Adams and George Perez both. I mean, that's hard.
Well, you know, Josh, you know this. You've heard the story a lot about that, and I think I made a big long post about Neil Adams the minute I found out. Neil Adams changed comic books. Neil Adams, I think he had more to do with getting rid of the Comic Book Authority than pretty much, you know, any artist really, because his art, his work, and being able to step out of his boundaries. Neil Adams literally gave me some strength that I didn't know I had. And so that was really cool. It really was. Almost, you know, I think I hold those two, Neil Adams, George Perez, and Darwin. Always, you know, every year I make a post about Darwin. And
Darwin Cook, man, he was gone way too soon.
Oh man, it was in my age, and you know, that guy every week, literally every week. Let's see what Darwin did next. So I think those three artists, for me, for my age, for my generation, are absolutely on my Mount Rushmore.
That's what's up.
And well deserved. They should be. We've been having a good chat here, but this is a quiz show, and I'm sure people are starting to wonder when the quiz is going to happen. So what say we pop over to our prize cam and see what the prizes are for our questions tonight? You feel like doing that?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Here we go to the prize cam. Prize Cam reporting in. Looks like we've got a bunch of awesome stickers from Haven, from Jeremy Bernal, from some of our sponsors and all kinds of. Kerminator is that's a new one and awesome. Sticker Ninja, yep. Blurred Syndicate there. This is good stuff. Haven Comics. Is that a magnet? Yep. Okay, so that's a magnet. We got some gelatinous feely things. When Jeremy can't remember words, he makes up descriptions. So those are erasers of Marvel
Feeling
characters in there.
The balls, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. We got a $25 gift card to Haven Comics, courtesy of Jeremy Bernal, Realtor. We have got Tom Price's Between the Lines sketchbook. That's Tom's first sketchbook. And dude, if you haven't seen his artwork yet, oh, you just hang on because his art is awesome. That's a beautiful self-portrait. And if you memorize that look, you'll recognize Tom when you see him.
Man, those lines are so crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he's good. I can't even make out what that is back there. Is that
Overlord.
a trade? What are we hiding back there? Overlord #2. That's a book. That's a big old book. That looks awesome.
It's a book.
That's a book. All right, we got a Fables trade there, and that right there is by Tom Price. He did a picture of Death from Sandman. Gorgeous. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we still have her Ankh for sale at the store. It's a sterling silver Ankh from Death. And then we got Fables. Is that volume 1 there? Because that's a great book.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking for it. Where is that volume 1? Is it at the top to the right? Down a little bit? No, whoa, you're too fast. It's probably on the spine of the book. Pretty sure that's volume 1. Volume 2. Okay. Well, we have volume 1 at the store, so this will give you incentive if you win that to come buy volume 1. And if you've not read Fables, I will tell you, Fables is excellent. And then we have, 2 surprise packs of comics?
There we go.
And they're surprises because you can't see what they are. They've just got their back turned to you saying, no, I will not show you my face.
They're John
That's for
Cena
later.
comics.
You have to take them out to dinner first.
They're John Cena comics. You can't see them.
They're John Cena comics.
Hey, it's John Cena month this month. The WWE said it was all month of John Cena. So, yay, let's do John Cena.
Yay.
Fair enough. So, all right. Let's say we get down to it and play. See that? We're fancy. We got stuff like little videos.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like that's
cool.
Is this the kind of place that you had to come and hang track lights in, or what?
Absolutely. Still one of the best places on earth to go to and just hang out and sit and chill.
I think it's even gotten more that way lately. At least I appreciate it more. I'll tell you that. That's for sure.
You know, it's funny that I walk when I haven't been in a while, and that's a shame on me. But you walk in and you look around and you see some of your best friends' absolute best work. It hits home. And like I said, that place has been literally a haven for me for a long time. And I would, everybody, does anybody know any good comic books? You're into comic books, go to Haven. If you really want to know anything, go to Haven. These guys really know their stuff, and they talk about it like they love it because it really is a labor of love.
Yes.
That's a true statement, and I appreciate that. Now, we're about to ask our first question. So our first prize is going to be the sticker pack here, full of all these awesome stickers. And, what are these guys saying? These guys are up to something. Hey, you guys. Oh, that's me.
It's all right,
wow.
man. Embrace it.
I guess we should ask this question just for history's sake and for all the data, because I know Daniel's a big fan of data. What do you feel about the Goonies? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, I love the Goonies. I absolutely love. I'll give you 2 of those, just both of them. If I had a third one, I'd give you that one too.
There we go.
I love it. And you've got what? You've got a plaque with a piece of the house. It's a shop, don't you?
I surely do. Yes, I do.
Love the Goonies.
The house that actually got torn up after a bit.
How could you tear down a landmark like that? But leave
right?
the Freddy Krueger Elm Street house. Come on, guys.
I'm with you on that. All right, so Big Wool, Wyatt, you got question number 1, brother.
All right. On Rick and Morty, what is Principal Vagina's first name?
Well, it depends on which way you go with it. You go Eugene or you can go Gene Vagina.
All right. Well, either way, Ben, you got it. So there you go. You got some stickers.
The name is real, possibly Scandinavian.
Well,
see, now I'm quoting the show.
Yeah, I know. You got it, man. I was like, okay, listen. I just started. So I do watch Rick and Morty, but I haven't, like, I'm playing catch up, which is not really all that bad to play catch up with that one, because you get your favorite episodes and then you just want to watch those 3 or 4 times.
You absolutely do. I've got a touch of ADHD, and I'm a creature of habit. Mm-hmm. So literally every night, the TV's on Rick and Morty, so I can go to sleep.
Oh, I don't have a touch of it. I'm drenched in it. You know, so yeah, but yeah, you got it right. You got some stickers.
Awesome, good deal. I like that Burnoff sticker. You know, I think I've got a 5x7 hand sketch of his that I won in, or that either I won or Tracy won in a raffle. You know, not a couple 3 years ago. So that's pretty cool.
Yep, that sounds right.
And I got Burnoff's sketchbook, which, you know, I think one of the second volume, second issue or whatever.
Yep.
Man, those are so good. Burnoff is he just gets better and better every time. Everything he draws, man.
Well, you should see some of his newer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's excellent. It's so good. It's excellent. Hercules. Oh, Lordy. All right, let's move on to question number 2. What's our prize for question number 2? It looks like gelatinous feely things. You got some. And once again, we've got people
smash that
like button. That's right.
And then we're going to be like Morgan Stark. We're going to love you 3000. That's what we do.
I just noticed that there's Hulks are the ones telling you to smash that like button, which is only appropriate. All right, so
smash.
For that one, let's see. Question number 2. In Return of the Jedi, what is the name of Jabba's bedside jester?
Oh, crud.
You're close.
Would hit me with one of those. Oh, you would hit me with one of those. Oh, wow.
What's that little dude's name?
You're talking about the little laughy guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got me. I have no clue. That one, that's deep, man. I have no clue. I'm going to go with Josh Olive for the win.
You did do the voice, so I mean.
I did. Yeah, I just love that he was trying to eat C-3PO's wiring, you know, like a giant squirrel. He's like,
I don't know if I've just never seen it, or seen that part, or noticed it in closed captioning, or I just didn't know. That one caught me completely off guard. Thanks for that, Josh.
You're all good. He does have a name, and his name, Ryan, it looks like is our first one who got it, and that is Salacious Crumb. So, crud, wasn't that bad.
Oh, wow, I'd have never got that. I would have never gotten that.
Lindsay, how you doing? Congratulations, Lindsay. Well done.
We miss you.
Hope you're getting some rest and some relaxation. You're putting your feet up, all that stuff. Good for you. His name is Justin Lynch. Don't make me laugh too hard, because then I'll start coughing and I can't quit.
So does he talk about the Mandalorian all the time, or just 9/10 of the time?
It depends on the day, but he talks a lot, and I mean a lot, about Julie Newmar lately.
I thought you were just going to stop there. He just talks a lot. I was like,
he got her autograph.
Like that? Yeah.
He pestered her until she gave him an autograph, and he is very, very happy about that.
I bet he is. He's always been a Catwoman guy, and I can't say that I don't blame him, because with growing up watching the reruns of the Batman 66 or whatever, Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, that was, I'm 9 years old looking at that Catwoman. I'm like, wow.
Hey, Eartha. Hey, how you
That's
doing?
right.
Hello. You want to come rob me?
And then was it Lee Merriweather, the third one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, have this conversation via text or something. Don't get him started again at the store. I've heard it many times.
Yeah, he's probably going to shut down the cell service if he starts on that.
Yeah, it'll start lagging. He'll be like, why? He's at 18 gigs. Like, oh. Yeah,
Well,
it's amazing.
The first episode I watched of the Book of Boba Fett, and I honestly mean this with all my heart, I could not stop thinking about JT.
That's fair.
I mean, that guy is all over that place. I mean, I don't know that there's anybody else that knows any more about Boba Fett than he does.
Oh, no. No, he definitely knows more than anybody else. I will say that. All right. We go on to our next question. But before we do, are you familiar with a group called the Blurred Syndicate?
Hey, that's us. That's us.
I am not. No, I'm not.
Wyatt, you got somebody to talk to here.
Man, so here's what the Blurred Syndicate is. It's a group for blurreds, nerds, and everybody in between. So what we do is we just have wonderful conversations about any and everything. I think yesterday we recorded one where we had it what was called What You Watching Wednesdays, which say that like 5 times fast. And so we ended up talking about the Scarlet Witch, but we won't talk about that here because there's some people that haven't seen it yet. Although there is new news that June 22nd is the day that it comes to Disney Plus for those who haven't seen it. And so we talked about that last week. We did a Would You Rather. So we had different things that we could do. So if would you rather have, like I think we had one where it was like, would you rather be have the powers of Daredevil, or would you rather have the powers and the disabilities of Black Bolt? So,
well, do you get to be the awesome lawyer too? Because if you get to be the lawyer as well as the superhero, I'm going to have to go with Daredevil.
Yeah,
I think so.
Most of the time he's broke though, isn't he?
Well, that doesn't mean he's a bad lawyer. That just means he's a good lawyer. That just means, he spends his money in other ways. I mean, it's expensive to be a superhero. Look at Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, touche. So we do things like that where we have fun talks and conversations, and we do giveaways. So like we said beforehand, we're doing a giveaway. Just go to the Blurred, just facebook.com/join the BS. The latest photo that we have is just a giveaway. So you just name your favorite dinosaur, and that enters you into a drawing that we have next Wednesday.
And I got to tell you, you will find very few people in the world who are just cooler cats to talk to than these dudes at the Blurred Syndicate. That's where we stole Wyatt from.
We try to make sure that everybody can come and have a good time. So that's what the goal is.
And so the Blurred Syndicate sponsors question number 3. So we have this awesome video, which makes me very jealous.
See, that is an awesome video.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, that is wicked. That is absolutely wicked. I feel like there's some sort of first-person shooter coming right behind it.
Well,
right? Or a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Either or may happen or occur. So just join the BS or else.
Or else. Add that tagline down. Join the BS or else.
So
what's our prize for this? Because we always have the Blurred Syndicate always gives us an awesome prize. Holy cow! No freaking way!
Yes.
Oh man!
Does that come possessed like that? Because if it comes possessed, I've really got to get this question right.
Yeah, it comes like that. I figured even when you win, you lose with that one. You know what I mean? It's a fun one, but like. The eyes follow you. So like my girl was like, oh no, you can't keep that in the house. And I was just like, all right, well, here goes the
Vigo, the Carpathian.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love it. I love Ghostbusters too. That's such a great
movie. That is such a great movie. It does not get the credit it deserves.
I agree. Awesome. I agree.
It's so scary.
It is.
Love that movie.
So I have faith in you because I think you're gonna get it. What ovenless food does Doofus Rick create with Jerry in the garage?
Wow, Charlene's in the background laughing her tail off right now. Well, it's an titanium nitrate and something tartrate, and you get ovenless brownies.
There we go. So you have a haunted picture coming your way, sir.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm going to put that in the bedroom right at the bathroom door. That way Charlotte will stare at Charlene when she's trying to go to sleep.
I figured I was going to put
That's not right, man.
I was going to put it in my 10-year-old son's room, but then I was told that wasn't going to be very healthy for him in the long run.
Well, I may or may not have had a life-size Joker cutout, cardboard standee.
Mm-hmm.
And it may or may not have jumped out a couple of corners and scared, a certain female and maybe a child at some point in time in the house.
That's A-okay, man.
Just so you know, Spider-Girl, in her secret or non-secret life, I'm pretty sure is a chemist. And she says, do not make brownies with those ingredients, please. Uh-oh, Charlene says that is not going to the bedroom.
There she is. And I think she's is that my Pickle Rick shirt that I'm wearing there too?
Pickle Rick.
In her little picture. Yeah, Pickle Rick. See, I'm wearing my Pickle Rick right now.
Pickle Rick.
There you go.
That is my Pickle Rick shirt. I love it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Ben knows where you sleep too. That goes both ways.
Man, listen, Ben is entirely too big to be jumping me now. Like, we have to set ground rules. He's 5'6" and like 200 pounds as a 10-year-old. Listen. We have to have designated fight times where I'm ready, because if not, somebody's going to be hurt for real.
I'm going to have to protect my kidneys and my spine.
and my lower extremities. Oh my God. He just jumps on the kneecap. I'm hobbling for the rest of the week.
Ooh, yeah, that would be bad.
That size and age, you need to find him a trainer real quick and get some of that offensive lineman money in the NFL. Let's go with it.
Listen, I will definitely be trying to work on that soon. Summer training camps.
He's got the right build for it too, because he like carries low, like in the hips. Mm-hmm. He's got the right build for a lineman.
Well, get up with me after the show. I won't name names, but I have a really good local group that can work with guys. As a matter of fact, their head offensive line coach was Bear Bryant's last signed recruit.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, he's a legend, and you should absolutely. I guess right. Josh knows who I'm talking about.
I have. People have mistaken me for him, and I just tell them, "Yep, that's me," and then I call him up and tell him about it. And it's pretty funny. He's like, "Did you tell him yes?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, I told him yes." And he's like, "Good. I want him to have a good experience when they meet me."
Josh isn't kidding either. Josh is not kidding. This man is a beast.
Great.
Although I'm bigger than him. Yeah, when I was a kid, he and his cousin Howard and my older brother, because my older brother put him up to it, the three of them would beat me up. And I would yell and scream at him. And I told him one day I was going to be bigger than them and I was going to come and whoop all of them. And then when I grew up, I was bigger than them. And I met him at a Kiwanis Club function or something. And I came walking up behind him and I tapped him on the shoulder and he turned around. He looked at me and his eyes went real big and he said, "Josh?" I said, "Yep." And he goes, "Don't hurt me, Josh." He said, "We were just awful to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, you were awful to me." But it was pretty funny.
You'd be like, "Hey, let's go ahead and step outside real quick. We got some stuff that we got to handle real quick."
Yeah, we're going to need to go have a little chat.
But man, he's a great guy too. I mean,
he
turned his football love into a ministry, and he has went all around the world introducing American football to folks, and what he does with the kids around here, it's just, man, he is a great human being.
And he makes awesome barbecue too.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Ooh, that's good barbecue.
Man after my own heart.
Well, he's
Right?
a Bama boy. What do you expect?
I mean,
That's
yeah,
a good point.
true, touche.
I mean, what did Coach Bryant say? Ain't never been nothing but a winner.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, moving on to question number 4. Do we have our prize for question number 4? I feel like we should.
I think it's the CBC.
It should be a CBCP certificate. We do not have that handy, but we will have those up at the store. We will get you your CBCP certificate. And you're wondering, CBCP, what is that? Well, that is our friends at Comic Book Cleaning and Pressing. Jay Thornton does an awesome job. Well, he's got some books out for me right now, including it's a Werewolf by Night number 32 that I picked up at the expo.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I mean, how much did you love the series?
Oh, I loved it. There were so many people who had so many complaints. They can all just take a long walk off a short pier. I thought it was fan-freaking-tastic. I loved it. I thought it was very honest to the spirit of Moon Knight. Because everybody's like, well, it's not true to the story. I'm like, which story? Pick one.
Yep.
Moon Knight has got like 12 different origin stories. He's got 14 different this and that. I mean, there's nothing where it's ever been consistent, but it's the spirit of the character. And I thought it was really honest to the spirit of the character. And I thought it was great. I loved it.
I thought it was a good show. We haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers, but I thought it started off really well, and it's building up to a really great story.
I will say the last 3 episodes particularly.
Yeah.
And there is a mid-credit scene after the last one that you do need to stick around for.
Agreed. So
Good deal.
You've got to stick around for that because that's
we
awesome.
watch it. That's a Marvel thing that we can't watch anything. We can't skip the credits for anything. We have to stay and watch it. I don't care if we're watching Steel Magnolias 2 in the theater. We're gonna stick around to make sure there ain't nothing at the end.
Now this is very Rick and Morty to me. I hated Napoleon Dynamite. I know a lot of people loved it. My wife and I watched it, and then by the time it was over, we just had other stuff to do, and we didn't turn it off. And so I'm walking back in from the kitchen, and when I see that like it got to the end and there was an end credit scene on Napoleon Dynamite that I wasn't expecting at all. So yeah, I was like, I guess there you go. Other people do this too.
Well, Napoleon Dynamite was like a fungus for me. I hated it, and then I watched it 2 or 3 times, and eventually it grew. And there's some really great quotes in there that you can use all the time. And, if you don't want to use swear words and you really mess up, you can gosh all day long and nobody's really going to mind.
Gosh, that's true. That's true.
Taught me how to dance, so let's go.
Well, there you go. But all right, so for your comic book cleaning and pressing certificate from Jay at CBCP, you got to answer this question. It's an MCU question, so be thinking that direction, all right?
All right, let's go.
In the first Thor film, Thor's human form is weak and he needs to recharge. What does he eat an entire box of in a cafe with Jane, Darcy, and Eric?
I thought you were going to ask what he drinks.
That would have been the easy one.
Yeah, I know.
Another.
Yeah. An entire box of... Oh, my goodness. Oh. I feel like I should know this. I absolutely feel like I should know this. Do we have to do an exact brand, or can I do a type of food?
The brand is most often associated with the type of food.
Mm.
I don't know how else I would describe that.
Yes.
Most people don't eat an entire box of these. I mean, I could. I probably wouldn't be happy afterwards, but I could.
Gives you the sugars.
Yeah, that's. Oh. I don't. Is there a time limit on these? I mean, hang on, my internet's running really slow right now. Let me Google it right quick.
Can't go Googling.
I can't go Googling. Let's see.
Every day I'm Googling.
You know, it's a lost art. Box of. I'm trying to watch the movie in my head right quick. Eggos?
That was one of our early guesses. It's not right, but it's close. Film Age Studios hits it out the park with Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts. That was my second guess. It was a toss-up between Eggos and Pop-Tarts. Dang.
Indeed.
You should have let go of the Eggo.
I should have let go of the Eggo. Well, again, I just got through watching Stranger Things.
That's why it was in your mind.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, that was it. That's why it was stuck in your head. All right, so this next question is a little bit of a trick because you can't answer this one. Only the audience can answer this one. But you can give the audience wrong answers. So feel free to do that. They're throwing wrong answers in the chat all the time. You just can't see it. So, everybody, this is our prize $25 gift certificate courtesy of Jeremy Bernard Realty. And this is our Canadian question because some of our favorite things come from Canada. Some of our favorite people come from Canada. And so we do a Canadian question every week because we want to honor our favorite friends and whatnot from Canada. So this question is for all the people up north.
Yes. So the question is, which Canadian province chooses to opt out of daylight savings time?
The smart one.
That's about, I would agree with that. Is it Letterkenny?
Let's see who has got some answers here. People start throwing out Canadian provinces. We have BC, British Columbia. We have a correct answer. Quickly, too. Mike Wesolowski with Saskatchewan.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, my gosh. I had it right. In my head, I had it right.
In my head, I was right.
Well, that's about the only two I know, British Columbia and Saskatchewan, so...
Yeah.
Our very own Canadian is congratulating you there, Mike. Well played, sir. And Mike is like, heck yeah, I'll take $25.
There we go.
$25 gets you a lot of comics from the dollar bin, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, Tots didn't win because he is ineligible as he is filling in for Prize Cam.
You see what he does because he loves you guys? He's been giving y'all an extra chance to win stuff because this could have all been his.
He got so tired of winning. He was like, oh, I'm going to take a break for a minute and let these guys kind of catch up a little bit.
When I call him, his ringtone is DJ Khaled, and all I do is win. That's how good he is. So
the dude is like a trivia machine. It's painful. It is painful. All right. So we move on now to question number 6. And our prize for question number 6 appears to be a surprise pack of comics. What have we got this week? It's a blind bag. Uh-oh. That's why Daredevil is there.
That's great.
That's just not right. You had a blind bag of comics, courtesy of Daredevil. What could they be? Who knows? We'll find out. Ooh. What happened to everybody?
There we go.
That's more better. All right. So for a blind bag of comics, I feel like this one's just going to be too easy for you. In Rick and Morty, what is the sequel game to Roy called?
Oh, come on. Come on. That can't be but one sequel to Roy 1. That's Roy 2.
Which is called what?
Oh, shoot. Why do you have to be specific? Oh, dadgummit. Why do you have to go that far? Oh, now I'm going to watch the episode right quick in my head. Dave.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well played, sir. Well played indeed.
That one caught me sideways for just a second.
Honestly, I was surprised by that too, because I just thought you were like, what else could it possibly be? But what could it be?
Well,
Like,
I gotta think for a second.
I think in the show, I think it says Roy 2, and then it says Dave.
It does.
On the comic book, on the machine.
On the marquee, yeah, it does.
Mhm.
So that kind of what throwed me off. So you want to throw a trick question in there.
I thought it was Doug.
Well, it wasn't Doug, but she was close.
She was close. She was close. Well, she has a thing for guys with the name D, apparently. That starts with the name D.
Hush.
Well, you can't blame her for that. Look, she got one.
I know, right? And I'm a handsome guy.
You are a handsome devil.
Ah, see the D right there. Never mind.
I know. I seen it, and I couldn't help but laugh at it.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. It just happens. It just happens, man.
After that first question tonight, I was like, maybe we'll be all right. Nope, just not.
So, all right. So, question number 7.
Question number 7.
It's
On
sponsored
our
by.
prize for question number 7 is the.
I thought it was the real estate question.
It is, but this is the prize.
Oh, okay, cool.
The prize is Tom Price's sketchbook, Between the Lines.
Yes.
We miss you, Jeremy. Oh, look at that. With a picture, too. That's adorable.
That is a good picture.
I will tell you, though, Tom's sketchbook, you're going to love it, man. It's awesome. And so I hope you win it because it's super cool.
I do too.
My favorite is Mr. Freeze in that one. And I know you're a DC guy. Mr. Freeze on that one, Chef.
Oh, it is awesome.
God, I love
It is
Mr.
awesome.
Freeze. You know, there's rumors that Mr. Freeze is going to make an appearance in the Batman sequel, and I hope so. He deserves a great film adaptation.
He really does.
Not that I didn't enjoy Arnold Schwarzenegger because it was a campy movie, and I do love that. But,
No more Mr. Ice Guy.
Oh gosh, but Mr. Freeze is such a tragic character, and to be honest, if my wife got frozen like that, I'd probably go a little bit insane too. But I mean, he
That's
wasn't
true.
bad. He wasn't a bad villain. He wasn't out to do anything malicious. He just wanted to get the stuff to save his wife. And which one of us wouldn't do that?
True statement.
Hey, so speaking on Batman, real quick second, if you guys have a chance to listen to Spotify, Batman Unburied, they have like 10 episodes where it's like an audiobook for the most part. It is really, really good. I think you'll enjoy it.
Good to know. Thank you for the heads up.
Really
But this
good.
question is brought to you by See,
So
that's
Jeremy-
all fancy right there.
Mhm. And so Jeremy, if you couldn't tell by that, he sells houses. He does a really good job at it as well. And then if you get a house with him, he gets you a pizza. So I mean, if anything else, you want to get a pizza from free pizza is never ever bad. So here is the question: in Lord of the Rings, where does Merry and Pippin meet Treebeard?
Oh, come on.
Oh wow, Fangorn Forest.
There you go. You were cleaning up today.
That was too easy.
There we go.
So for a tougher question, and this one actually stumped Stephen Colbert. And you know how hard he is to stump on a Lord of the Rings question. Where did the Entmoot occur?
On the edge of Fangorn Forest.
The place had a specific name.
Oh, the Entwoods.
It was at a place called Dingle.
Oh Lord.
What was the question again, Josh? Because I swore I didn't understand it. I was just like, what did he just say?
Where
Thought I
did
had a
the
mini
Ent
stroke.
moot, which was the meeting of the Ents, where did that occur?
Ah, okay.
At a place called Dingle. And that question stumped Stephen Colbert, and you can't stump that man on Lord of the
That's
Rings
really
trivia.
good.
Got
Hey
me.
Josh, could you give me just a second? Let
Sure.
me excuse myself for just a minute.
Yeah, you got it, Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
So Josh,
He is tearing it up, man.
I know, man. What are we gonna do? All our friends
I don't
aren't getting
know.
anything.
How's everybody in the audience feeling about this?
They're not happy. I can tell you that.
The hobbits met him in Mutant. It's in Canada. That's awesome. Apparently, you can stump him. Well, I guess you can't. But it takes a question like that to do it. Hey, Blue Hellion in the house. What's happening,
What
man?
up?
Haven't seen you in a bit. Hope all is well.
I know, man. Blue Hellion, man, you got to do this whole work thing. What is up? With
I'm
that
pretty
work?
sure that is Chris Padilla. One true, Zachary. Pretty sure that film age is Chris Padilla. BHC, Blue Hellion Comics.
Hey, let me show you this. At the very top, I have a really nice X-Men poster.
I see that. That is really nice.
All right, sorry guys, I had to take that call.
No
Hey,
worries,
okay.
man. Mike says he's happy because he won his prize for the night.
He said, I'm good.
I
Don't know about everybody
thought
else.
I'd clean house with Rick and Morty, but somebody knows his stuff. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. What Daniel has filed away in that head, he knows.
Yeah, it's like a computer though. You learn something else, you got to get rid of something else because at my age the data's starting to corrupt a little bit.
There we go.
That happens to all of us, brother. All right, moving on to question number 8. What is our prize for question number 8, Mighty Prize Cam? We have Fables Volume 2. Now, Daniel, have you ever read Fables?
I have not, but I know that I've always loved Vertigo.
It's Wolverine on a Zamboni. Oh, no. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, Lord. Do they
awesome.
even have isn't Hugh Jackman Australian?
Oh, here he goes. Oh, that was a sad end.
Unpopular opinion for the day is that I don't like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
He's too tall.
Well, if you go back to watch Scrubs, Dr. Cox always had something saved up for Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And it's this right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the same way. I just don't care much for Hugh Jackman, especially in the Wolverine movies.
Well, he's not going to be playing Wolverine anymore, so we'll see who they choose to fill the role next.
Well, was it Radcliffe they talked about it one time?
Yeah.
Apparently, that's weird as all get out to me, but maybe he's the best there is at what he does. I don't know.
Well, dude, they picked Robert Pattinson to play Batman, so I mean, nothing's out of the realm of possibilities this day and age.
Hey,
That's
I was
true.
actually pleasantly surprised because I was like, hey, not a fan of it, but there we go.
Well, I was always open to give him a chance. And that's the thing. Great brooding that year 1, year 2 Batman, absolutely great. Terrible Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish they'd have done a better job with Bruce Wayne because if you play Batman, you might as well get ready to play 2 roles. And
You have to.
Christian Bale was such a really, really great Bruce Wayne. And then again, so was Keaton. But but I did like that take on it. I really did like the adaptation. A lot of folks leading up to the Batman, I would always tell everybody, go read year 1. Go read year 1. I have this really great graded copy of year 1. Seemed like somebody signed it. I don't remember who signed it, Hint, hint. But I know where I got it from, though. And so I loved year one. Year one was so good. You got to go into this with an open mind. And I think they did a really good treatment for it. People love to think that the Riddler is Frank Gorshin, Jim Carrey Riddler. And they always forget that according to year one, the Riddler was Batman's first nemesis. Mm-hmm. And I think the guy did a great job. I think the story was really, really good. I think it could have flowed a little bit better, but I think, overall I was pleased with it.
There we go.
I agree. And I do have to say, Batman Year One, that Dave Mazzucchelli art, holy cow, what a great book. What a great book.
Oh, it is.
All right.
That cover is probably one of the most epic covers of all time.
Oh, for sure. We just got in a massive run of Batman books, like 3 long boxes full of nothing but Batman. Batman Detective, Batman and the Outsiders, mostly Batman and Detective. Incredible run of books. If you need any Batman books to fill in, I think there was a Batman 200 in there.
Oh, wow.
Goes back a ways. It's pretty cool.
It does.
But let's see here. Question number 8 for the Fables Volume 2 trade. What was the name of Rick Sanchez's wife?
You're kidding me.
Uh-oh.
I ain't telling you.
Oh.
I know it, but I ain't telling you.
Listen to her in the background. She's like,
I hear it.
Diane.
See, there she goes. Didn't even give me a chance to think. She says it's Diane, so I'm giving her credit for this one.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, I absolutely agree with it. I absolutely agree with it. I'm sitting here drawing a blank, and I told Charlene right up to this, I said, I'm really, really nervous. What if I just don't do a good job and I'll forget the easy questions? And it absolutely is Diane.
Well, you're both wrong because it is Mrs. Sanchez.
Fair enough.
I'm teasing because that was funny. Well done, Alan. No, seriously, Charlene. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Credit where credit is due, Charlene.
Absolutely. She did a really good job on that one because she's sitting here just drilling me. I mean, giving me all kind of dirty looks. And I'm like, I just completely draw a blank. And I watched that episode last night. Every episode just about with Diane in it, I watched. And then the Rick Mariah Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That episode is such a good episode, and it talks about Diane a lot. Really tragic story.
Have you seen the Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons?
I have not. The thing about Dungeons and Dragons is I don't understand it, so I've always drifted away from it. But anything Rick and Morty, I love, so it's just automatic.
I'm going to say this. I'm just now getting into it. In any kind of Dungeons and Dragons, it is so fun. You can do whatever you want to. You like, and then if, say for instance, because you're not familiar with it, if you play with a good group of people, which we got a great group of people around here, you're gonna have fun. They're gonna teach you the ropes, and then you're gonna be able to have even more fun. So that's awesome. What I would suggest you do that, because I played with Jeremy before. I'm gonna play with Josh eventually.
Yes, you are.
So we're gonna have a great time. So
I wanted to give that a try and break out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, man, because I was like, dice. What? No, I don't know.
But yeah, the Rick and Morty D&D, I think you would get a kick out of. I think, based on the 2 episodes of Rick and Morty I was forced to watch, I think you should be able to play a bard, so a musician, who is a sentient fart.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fart.
Is that a Caleb I see?
That is a Caleb.
Man, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing,
Let's
Josh?
put that gun show out there. Let's see what you got. Let's see that.
Oh, Lord.
He's like, I've been.
Dude's been hitting the gym hard, man. Look at that.
There you
He's wiry, but he's strong. Look at that. There we go. You got to get swole there. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no.
Oh, see, now he got in that armpit there. That was good. How was that? I hope he used his deodorant today.
Oh, he did. He just got out of the shower, so that's good.
There you go.
I'm trying to get him to cut the hair, and he will not do it. It's his rebellious phase.
No.
No.
There we go.
No. The
Let
hair
it flow.
stays.
Let it flow.
The hair shall remain.
Oh man, this kid's
That's
something
funny.
special.
He is too powerful.
She just noticed you're wearing a Naruto shirt.
Yes, I am. Hold on, I got to do this arm because then I got the whole arm stuff. It's a great shirt. I got it, and I love it.
Dripped it on camera.
So
What is this? If we never play, we gonna play a GI Joe RPG? Are you freaking kidding me?
I got the
Yes.
I got the Power Rangers one.
Well, Power Rangers, they're making, I think I heard where Jason David Frank is producing like a Power Rangers the way that they think the Power Rangers was supposed to be intended.
Yeah, they're doing something with there's this production company called Bat in the Sun where they used to do these. They take they were doing the versus modes where they would have somebody like Nightwing versus why am I wet? Because it was raining outside and I was outside, and so that's why I'm a wet wool. But that was it. Yeah, Bat in the Sun, they used to do a whole set, but so then Jason David Frank got with them one time and did one where it was like the Green Ranger versus Ryu from Street Fighter. He really liked what they were doing, and he had a story that he wanted to tell about him after the fact that he was he kind of mixed them and was like a dragon sword, something or other. And so he's been doing that, and he did like a whole Kickstarter and everything. So they actually got enough money to really put together a good show.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. There's a meme floating around about kids will never understand the drama and the impatience of sitting there all week long just watching the Green Ranger give the Power Ranger the business for like 3 or 4 or 5 episodes. Oh, they drew that out so good when you were a kid.
All I want to know is who didn't lock up the Zord, because there's absolutely no reason that the Green Ranger should just walk into your car and just throw you out of it. So I always thought that was hilarious. Yes, Legend of the White Dragon.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
That sounds wrong.
That's the moist funniest thing I've heard today.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
There
That's
you
terrible.
go. I love it.
Well, let me say something right quick. You mentioned Nightwing.
Yeah.
And I promised I wouldn't do this, but apparently I lied to myself. Nobody will beat Nightwing ever. Nobody in the world will ever beat Nightwing. And I have a special reason for that. My best friend, if you've ever been to Haven, you've seen the shelves with the statues on them. The Flash shelf, I think, is there.
Mm-hmm. The Wonder Woman and the Harley Quinn.
The Harley Quinn. If you ever seen any of the Lone Wolf stuff, that guy was incredible. And he was a Nightwing guy, and Tracy absolutely lived and breathed Nightwing. And the ideals and the idea that you're living life without a net really always struck with him. A lot of people, he was reading Nightwing, sitting in a doctor's office taking chemo, and that's what he was doing. He was literally living life without a net. And to this day I can't see Nightwing without thinking about him, and I miss him, and he touched a lot of lives doing all that. So let me big shout out.
I'll tell you straight up, if you have not read what Tom Taylor is doing on Nightwing, it's the best Nightwing has been in decades.
Well, that's the thing. Tom Taylor, I was so worried. I think Josh, you and I have had this conversation when they were just churning out Deceased and all this stuff that I thought he was getting too much, and everything was kind of getting, not unlike, another guy that did a lot of stuff and they turned out really, really bad there at the end. But, Tom Taylor, dude, that dude is a monster. I love the guy. One of the recent issues of Nightwing,
the entire book is one panel.
Oh,
if you take the book apart, and you have to have two of them because the pages flip, right? But if you take the book apart, you can put it on the wall, and it's one panel that's like 16 feet long.
That is awesome. That's a wall right there. If I've got a 16-foot clear wall, I might have to do that.
It's incredible.
Look, he's already looking at it.
He's taking measurements. Wait a minute.
No, yeah, maybe. I'll see. The next thing you know, you'll be like, "Hey, look what I got on my wall." So,
but what Daniel was just saying, yeah, Tracy was an awesome dude. You talk about people who were taken too early. He was by far taken too early. Love that dude.
Since we're talking about Nightwing, talk about Tracy. Give me just a second. And Josh has got a great story to tell you about this, but I have a piece of Steve Butler artwork that Josh can tell you this story better than I can because he lived an absolute miracle that day. I think
that's the truth.
To get it. So you can segue the story, and I'll show the art.
Yeah.
Gets it back.
Yeah. We knew Tracy was in rough shape, and we knew Nightwing was his favorite character. So I commissioned Stephen Butler, phenomenal artist. Dude has done everything. Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man. He did. He's done pages of X-Men. He's done Batman. He's done everything. Dude's incredible.
Didn't he do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too?
No, he did not do that.
Oh,
Sonic.
No.
He did Sonic.
He did Sonic the Hedgehog forever.
Okay.
Yeah. He was actually supposed to take over the Hawkman book in the 90s, and before he even got to start it, they canceled the book, which is a real shame because I've seen some of his art from that period, but it was incredible. But anyway, we got this commission for him, and we knew that Tracy was going to be coming up to the shop, and so we ordered it, and it should have been delivered, and it just wasn't. It was late. Well, Tracy showed up. He was in rough shape. He came inside, was only able to be there for a few minutes, but it meant the world that he came. And he no more walked in the door than the mailman opens the front door, sticks their hand in, and drops this package, which is this commission from Stephen Butler.
Oh, man.
While he's there, on the very last time he was able to visit. So he got to open it right there and see it, and it was just beautiful. Stephen did a phenomenal job, and the timing of it was a miracle.
Oh, it absolutely was.
Just absolutely a miracle.
It was, Josh had told me about it earlier, and Tracy was not feeling his best, but he absolutely wanted. That was one of the last few times he got out into the really, out into that far out of into public, and he there was nowhere else he wanted to go. And I had worked late that day, and there was a reason why I had to work late that day, I guess. And I knew it was supposed to be there, but then the mail had already delivered, right? Mm-hmm. And they just showed it back up with it, and it was incredible. And so I got it, and the caption and a little note from Stephen. He said, "May God bless you and all those around you, Tracy." Sorry about that. I hope this helps in some small part. It was an honor to do it for you. And when Tracy looked at this, and this man had a laugh that could light up a room, and I'd never seen him speechless before because he always had a quick one-liner. And he opened it up, and he saw this. See if I can find the right picture for it. And he saw that.
You're good.
And Tracy was absolutely speechless. And of all the books I have, of all of everything that I have, this is actually one of my prized possessions because it means the world to me. Every time I see it, it's Tracy. The cross is in the back, and he absolutely loved this piece. And he was so honored and privileged that y'all did it for him. And even to this day, when I look at it, it really makes me smile and makes me feel better, a little bit less alone than I would have been. So that's my little Nightwing story. And like I said, it's never more than 10 feet away from me in my bedroom. So it's a very, very important piece in our collection. But
beautiful.
The lines were so good. And Steve was sending me little previews of it as it was going along, and I could tell it was going to be phenomenal. and it was the mullet all the way down to the mullet, the blacks and the whites. Who needs color when you have something like that?
Yeah, that's phenomenal. I love how he did the bats in the cloud. They just kind of
yeah.
turned into the cloud there.
Absolutely, it was really good. And during that time that Tracy had passed, right at the end, we had so many great comic book fans and friends of Tracy come by and send us stuff. I think JT did a really, really cool Nightwing sketch cover that was absolutely phenomenal. And I think Andrea has that in a room back there that she looks at all the time. And Corbin had broke his arm, and the first thing that Corbin drew for after Tracy or after he got his cast off was a Nightwing for Tracy. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So we're surrounded by Nightwing in the house.
Yeah, Stephen is all class. That's true. Yep, absolutely.
So I mean, now that we're all the sad stuff, and I'm not, I miss him and all that, but I think a lot of strength I get every day comes from that. And every time before Caleb takes the football field or does something I know is going to be really hard, I remind him every day that he's got a cheering section that we know that we have no idea, what's behind him.
True that.
So, like I said, it was really deal, man. To have him as long as we did, and live a life, and just full life, and he did everything 100%. And those pieces in your shop, he loved doing those. It made him so happy.
They were awesome. I love them too. So, people have offered to buy them, and I almost get mad at them. I mean, they don't know, but I'm like, look, no, not for sale.
And that always made him good. The booth at the expo, that was some really happy times, and some times that were he wasn't the best in the world. That's why I would say this, since we're talking about Tracy, colon cancer. Don't play with that. We did the math, and I think sometime not too short before or after Tracy's diagnosis, according to some of the biographies about Chadwick Boseman, they were fighting the same disease for about the same time. Yep. And I wish that I was able to tell him that that this guy was making movies and doing these things right along with him. And we watched a man in Black Panther that was fighting the same thing that Tracy was fighting.
Yep.
So get your colon screening, get it checked. There, don't wait. If you suspect or anything, get that done. Absolutely, get checked out. That's my PSA for the day.
And well deserved. But speaking of awesome art, like Stephen Butler, our prize for this next question is this awesome piece by Tom Price. Look at that,
dude. I'll know from now on. It's like Stephen Butler's pieces. From now on, if I see those lines that crisp in that style, I'll know it's Tom Price. Man, that is so good.
Hey, girl.
All right, so I got question number 9 for you.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what is the creature that lives in the garbage compactor of the original Death Star called?
Oh God! See, now they're gonna pull my nerd card.
His name is Gary. He owes me like $7.
You know where to find him.
That's a good point.
I know it's not garbage Keeper. I'm not even gonna guess. Okay.
Come on.
Is it Cam Newton?
That wouldn't. I don't think that's no. Let me check the list. Nope, that's not. It's not Cam Newton. It's not Cam Newton.
Josh, look at him go.
Only a real Alabama fan would come up with that. Oh my lord, that's hilarious. Oh. We did
Yeah,
get a
obviously-
correct answer pretty quick. Again, from Film Age Studios, it's a Dianoga.
Dianoga.
It's
See-
a sentient cephalopod with 7 suckered tentacles, an eye stalk, a mouthful of sharp teeth, and several hearts that could grow to a length of 7 to 10 meters.
See where that stuff that I just that's obscure that I don't know because I don't know that it ever mentions that in Tales of the Sith and all the books that are behind it.
Oh, Cam Newton.
I just don't that one escapes me. Just like the other, like the little animal. I just golly. But
So not Oscar the
you know,
Grouch. No. Oscar lives in the garbage can, not in the trash compactor.
I hear
Very
he's doing
different.
pretty well though. No, I hear Oscar does pretty well for himself. Have you ever seen that episode of Sesame Street where you
Yeah.
actually go down into Oscar? Oscar is doing it pretty well.
Yeah.
Oscar's
Yeah.
awesome. I've always loved Oscar the Grouch. He you know, it's okay to be grumpy. It's okay to live in a garbage can. You know, just be a good guy.
Just
He
leave it
was
alone.
orange when he first started. Have you seen that?
I
Like the
haven't.
first couple of episodes, Oscar was orange, and that did not work. That is, the change to green was a good one.
Well, you know, in Rick and Morty, there's a Oscar the Grouch type character, and he's orange.
Interesting.
So that makes a little bit of sense.
So have you seen the thing where somebody says, what's your favorite vampire? And the guy goes, the one from Sesame Street. And the guy goes, well, that doesn't count. And he goes, I assure you he does.
1, 2, Love the guy. Love the guy. If you can't count and then you watch the count, then you're going to go eat some Count Chocula.
There's a lot of arithmetic.
Nick Ellis, you son of a gun. I hope so. I hope the shop is back to family friendly after you visited it. He went and took and put nothing but red Sonia and stuff like that on every single spot along the shelves. So that if you walked in the door, you'd be like, what kind of a place is this? All they sell is red Sonia.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Red
Nothing
Sonja's
wrong with
very-
it, but I like a little variety myself.
She's very humble, very, dresses very, very laid back. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
All clanky.
Red Sonja.
clanky. All right, so we're coming up on question number 10, and that means we've got another prize. What is our prize? It is the Overlord,
Overlord.
which, if I'm honest, I know absolutely nothing about. It's a book. It's a straight-up book, and I know nothing about it whatsoever, but it's interesting. You make me want to be a better man. You complete me. That's funny. Well, there you go. It's a pretty cover. I'll give it that. Does make me curious about what's going on in that book.
That is that the painting? Is that the painting from Batman versus Superman that Lex Luthor has above his father's den?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks very much like it.
The Paladin of the Sacred Kingdom, Part 1. Kugane Maruyama.
How do you pronounce that, Josh? Jeez.
I don't know if I'm right. I'm just brave enough to try.
I was gonna be like, you got it.
It looks really interesting. I know nothing about it, but
It does.
it looks cool, and so I'm game. And that is our prize. Why does it keep doing that? That's irritating to me.
Because you're special, Josh. You're special.
Well,
man.
that's a true statement. But and now you're gonna, as a person of the similar age to me, you are gonna dig our little intro video for question 10
It's awesome.
because it's awesome. So here you go.
Wow.
The end.
It's just like going to the 80s and playing Spy Hunter again.
Oh, I know, right?
I mean, look at this.
Almost got the little Atari controller right there in my hand.
Oh yeah,
Oh my goodness, that is awesome.
it's like it takes you right back, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, you can hear
It's so
Miami
cool.
Vice in the background. It's like, let's go.
Oh heck yes. Nate Saint in the house. Check you out, brother. Yeah, Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter was awesome. Such a good game.
Yes, it was.
All right, so question number 10 for that cool book with that cool artwork on the front. Oh my lord, what in the heck, man? See, I don't read the questions in advance, so this is as much a surprise to me. But man,
go ahead, man.
This is why I don't like this show.
Let it go.
What was the name of the shy pooper who invaded Rick's private toilet?
Oh crap! Oh gosh! See, I don't
watch
watch that episode a lot because I don't care for it too much. Because I think poop jokes are beneath us all.
They are.
I see what you did there.
So,
Jimbo Fisher.
I don't think. Well,
All right, let me go back up and ask the question again. What was the name of the shy pooper who invaded Rick's private toilet?
He did a lot of research to get this, to find out who this person was. I saw this episode just a little while ago.
And I can see it in my head. I mean, I can see it, and I even know where, how he got into his secret lab there, and I just don't, and I know every other detail, the what he gave him in return, and his father's really a sad episode. In the end. But I just don't know it. I hope some of these other guys out there know it, because I just don't. So I'm going to stick with Jimbo Fisher for the win.
True statement, Zach. True statement.
But I mean, like I said, if somebody else knows that and has a shot, let them go after it.
One of my favorite answers. I feel like an opportunity was missed here with that, because that's funny. But strangely, because he doesn't even like the show, Alan Breedlove with Tony.
Indeed.
Tony, who a pleasant fellow who lost the will to live after his wife dies of cancer, but Rick decides not to kill Tony. I don't know why he would kill him in the first place, but he's devastated to learn that Tony died while living life to the fullest, skiing down Space Everest.
So Rick has his thing where he's like, hey, I want peace and quiet. Like, it's overseeing like a mountain and like a waterfall and everything. Like, it's a peaceful place. I mean, if you're doing number 2, I mean, you could do but you can actually just enjoy just the scenery. But then if you're going to do it, you might as well do it like Nike. But anyways, it was a really fun thing.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. But there's a lot of episodes that are just about things that revolve around toilets. Scrubs had an epiphany toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always cool.
Good day to you.
Thank you and good night. That's hilarious. So do you have prize cam? Do you have our list of winners? I hope.
Yes.
Who?
Well, I mean,
he does, and we're going to bring him on to tell us who all won what.
Hey guys,
it's Tots, the surprise cam, the tie-dyed prize cam
with my dope Deadpool tie-dye.
That is cool. I just now noticed that was Deadpool. Awesome.
I might be a little bit of a Deadpool fan. Just
un poco.
You look like you got your ears lowered.
Something like that. We got a new cat.
That'll do it.
All right. So Daniel did really, really well tonight. So you got the sticker pack. You got the Ghostbusters blurred poster. You got the blind bag. You got the Tom Price sketchbook. You got the Fables book. So Ryan got the Feely Balls. Phil Mage, who may or may not be Chris Padilla, got the CBCP and the Sandman. Alan got the Overlord book, and Mike Wazlowski got the Canadian question. So you got the thing tonight.
$5.
So you've got a couple of ringers the last couple of weeks, Josh.
I knew, and I told Owen. Owen, thank you, Owen, who puts together our questions every week.
Monster.
I told Owen that you knew your stuff, and so he was like, "We shall see," because Owen is a Rick and Morty fan, like in the minutia kind of stuff, and so he's like, "We shall see." I think you fared well. I think you fared very well.
Well, I'm glad because like I said, going into this, I was nervous, and I even told my boss, and my boss gave me a lot of credit the other day because I can quote Rick and Morty, all day long, and he's like, "Dude, if anybody beats you in Rick and Morty knowledge, I want to meet this guy because he's weirder than you are." So,
well, he's not wrong about that.
Oh, golly.
Also, if you've never met Owen, dude, you should talk to Owen. That dude was raised on DC books from the 70s and 80s. He's your kind of people.
That's awesome. We're gonna have to hook up. One of the things that always drew me to Rick and Morty is Rick's a really smart guy, and he's troubled, and he, this Rick, especially that Dimension Rick, he's trying to make up for some mistakes he made in the past. And if you watched Rick Murai Jack, and even Rick Shank Redemption, it brings up Diane a couple of times, and both times Diane dies. And Josh, I'm going to go there. It sounds like to me a really bad day. And that's how far we all away from the Joker. Just one really bad day. And Rick had a really bad day, and he went absolutely nuts for a long time. But he's spending the rest of his life trying to make better for it. And so Rick's always I'm kind of drawn to Rick a little bit. And then I got my little Morty over there somewhere. I think, Josh, you seen me and my Morty over there. You seen?
I did. Yep. I remember that. Indeed. Well, you knocked it out of the park, man. You had a good night.
Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. I was glad I got some questions right anyway, because I was afraid to death I was going to blank it, and I did for a couple of times. But
you got a 55.55555555555% of them.
Wow. It's better than nothing. I was going to you beat me to it because I was going to sit down and do a percentage later.
What's 5/9? So you just repeat it. So math.
Love it.
Math.
Yeah, hey, engineers for the win. I mean, these guys that do English and stuff, that one, engineers be wrong.
No, come on now. We had a request for like a little bit of comic book show time. You guys got a minute? You want to hang out and look at some comics I got in this week?
Sure.
Yeah, let's rock out, man. I got nowhere to be.
All right, let's look at some comics I got in this week. I got in Captain America number 211. Good old school Jack Kirby Captain America. I dig it. And it's a Nazi dude. You can tell by the belt buckle.
Yep.
This one's super weird, and I don't know why the artist would do this. It's like, for the most part, this is a good cover, except her head is too big in the wrong place. And why did he bend her elbow that way? I don't know. Like, what's going on?
Oh, it's Amber Heard. Okay.
Ouch. This cover is too clean for that. But I didn't get this book because of this book. I don't care about this book. This book is dumb. What I liked was this that comes with this book.
Oh, wow. You do not see those just every day floating around anymore.
You do not. I thought that was pretty darn cool. So
Absolutely.
I picked up this book strictly for this.
Hey.
Now, did that come in? That was an insert, right?
It was.
That is awesome.
It was. All right, I picked up that just because,
Well, you're gonna throw that in JT's box, aren't you?
I am. I got Zatanna, all 4 issues, 1 through 4. I got the whole set. Good story, good stuff.
I like Zatanna. If you watch the DC animated movies, that last one, the Justice League Dark Side War,
Yep.
Zatanna and Constantine, that relationship they had, oh gosh, it's a tearjerker, man. It really is.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I got G.I. Joe number 26, The Origin of Snake Eyes. Fantabulous book. This one's a bit of an unusual one. It's based on a true story of a woman named Corrie ten Boom, who hid Jews during the Nazi occupation. And it's a story about her.
Wow.
Yeah, that was something.
That artwork really puts you there too. Oh,
It does.
that cover work.
Here's an unusual one you don't see. All of these books are starting to blow up because I think people have realized that it's never going to happen again. It's just not with the parent companies that these publishers have and everything. It's just not going to happen anymore. But DC versus Marvel.
Yeah, I remember that build up was so huge, and it just, oh gosh. I mean,
Yeah.
Story not so great, artwork's pretty good, but man, like you said, it's original. And, you don't see it anymore. You won't see
No,
it.
and you're not going to see it anymore. This little thing I picked up. That's in good shape too. It's a pretty copy.
How many copies of that do you have now?
I personally own 3. I think we have 3 at the shop right now.
So you're going to go from like grade 1 all the way up to grade 10?
If I ever got a grade 10, I would keep it. This is a weird one for you. I've never seen this one before, but I had to get it because it's so weird. A lot of things came out that were influenced by the success of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, including the Bushido blade of Zatoichi the Walrus.
Not the
I got
walrus.
both issues 1 and 2.
Not the walrus.
Cuckoo.
Indeed. This is so weird. I couldn't help it. I had to pick it up. It's just cool. Also, Amazing Heroes number 13. This was kind of like, what do you call it? A little bit like Wizard Magazine before there was a Wizard Magazine, and kind of like previews all at the same time. Anyway, Amazing Heroes number 13 has got a bunch of Star Wars comics in it, and I mean stories, black and white stories. And I'm pretty sure JT didn't have this one, so had to pick that up.
Wow.
Let's
Wonder if
see, we got some stuff.
canon.
Huh. Random, yes. Which one's awesome, Owen? Owen, you monster. That's what Tots always says whenever the questions are too hard on a given night. Anyway, I picked up, dang it, I'm dropping stuff now.
Now he's picking it up again.
That's right, now I have to pick it up a second time. If I can, because it's slippery, this booger.
Bent corner.
All right. Alter Ego magazine. It's not the old one, it's a new one, but it's still pretty cool. with Captain Marvel Jr. That's fun stuff. This is a book that is starting to take off, surprisingly, but it's just one of those early books that people are starting to notice, and that's Alpha Flight #1.
Oh my goodness! Really, I'm glad you told me that. I actually have a copy of that in my collection.
Yeah. It's not that high yet, but it's getting there. A 9.8 in this is selling for $500-$600.
Wow! Wow!
Yep. So then I got The Thing, the new mini series by Dan Slott and Andrea DeVito. The entire mini series, all the issues, all 8 issues. Great story with phenomenal art.
Josh,
And then I showed this one off earlier, but I'm going to show it off again because that's beautiful.
We got to have that one. I got to have that one.
It's a gorgeous book, and it's in gorgeous shape.
It is awesome.
So
Josh, you showed Ben Graves on there, or Greaves. Do you remember the first comic book question you ever asked me?
I don't.
What, 5 years ago? I think. Matter of fact, I think I called you looking for. Golly, it was. Oh my gosh, the Batman, Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Ah, yes, Batman darned.
Batman darned. And you asked me why does Ben have 4 fingers?
Well, that's a good question, and I still want to know.
Because
he turned into a rocky dude, and his pinkies disappeared. What happened?
I don't know. I mean,
it fell off.
I also know somebody who loves The Thing, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't have that series. So pleased that you're on the same track I am. Let's see. Nate saying, "Hey, maybe pull Batgirl and Zatanna." Unless you want that Batgirl. And by Batgirl, I assume you mean Batman Adventures 12, that first Harley Quinn. Unless you want that one, Daniel, because you did claim it earlier.
You know what? Let him have it.
Okay.
I have a copy. I don't think it's probably not in that great a shape, but man, absolutely. Let somebody else spread the love, and get out there and do that, because there's. Harley Quinn, is amazing, and I think that's a great book for anybody to add to their collection.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is a great book. Just beautiful. And yes, we can do that for you, Nate. No problem. No problem at all. Well, I appreciate y'all sticking around for what books did Josh get in this week. That's always a fun segment when we do that.
Well, what'd you do with your action? Where is Action Comics 1?
Yeah, I keep that in the vault.
Of course.
Right next to my Detective 27, I don't know if I ever showed you. I don't know if I can get them out of here without bringing this whole shelf down on my head. But did I ever show you this one?
Yes, you did. I touched that one. I touched that one pre-bat or pre-slabbed, I think. Didn't you have it at the shop?
I did.
Before it was slabbed?
So is that why it's a 5?
Oh, yeah.
That is Hitler, Hirohito, and Mussolini.
Yep.
All get blown up. While Batman and Robin run off going like,
Oh, absolutely. Who cares about the grade? That is a great comic. That's all. That thing is older than me and you put together, probably.
Oh, yeah. And this right here, this is it, man. That is Detective Comics number 48. That is the 21st appearance of Batman. It's the first time the Batmobile is ever mentioned. It's the first time Gotham City is ever mentioned.
So that one's got some Bill Finger on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, although I will say, and I do this every now and again because it amuses me, that book came out 5 months before this book. But I want to show you what Bob Kane did.
Yeah.
He ripped himself off.
Yep. Absolutely did.
just totally ripped himself off. I'm like, okay, that's funny.
Well, it is, but you know, again, being a Joker guy, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know, all them years, Bill Finger not getting the credit. I have a little sore spot for him. And,
Well, yeah, we've got a book about it up at the shop, which is really cool. And it's what happens when your dad's a lawyer, i.e., Bob Kane, and you're a bit of a narcissistic jerk, as opposed to Bill Finger, who dad was not a lawyer, and so he didn't get the credit for what he co-created.
Yep, not for a long, long time. And
No.
I think it was Batman versus Superman that the first time he ever got credit in a actual credit where it mattered, or in a movie or something of that.
Yep.
And you know, I don't care what anybody says. I love it. I love that movie. You know, and you know that Batman. Come on, man, Batfleck. Oh gosh. But I mean, yeah, Bill Finger didn't get enough credit.
Tots is like, no, sir.
Well, you got to go back to which Batmans you're playing. I mean, who doesn't love the old grizzled Bruce Wayne walking around weighing 375 pounds, bench pressing cars and stuff? That's just the Batman he played, and he played a really good old Batman.
That movie, though, I couldn't tell if I was asleep and dreaming or what the heck was going on. That movie was wild.
It had some opportunity for improvement. There's no doubt. Now,
You've been doing too many ISO 9000 audits lately, buddy.
Oh, Lord.
We had a few observations and findings, some opportunities for improvement.
Yeah, continuous improvement. That's the section you're talking about there, Josh.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. See, now we're getting into some of that engineering stuff. I mean, you know, we had an IETF audit not too long ago, and I had to deal with some of that. So yeah, but yeah, that, you know, DC threw so much behind Zack Snyder, and then they pulled it all away, and they about destroyed themselves doing it. I would love to see that Batman. I absolutely would love to see that Batman go a little bit further.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen, man. That's what the main issue was with that.
I agree.
Because they didn't have the planning like they did for Marvel. They just thought that because of the fact that it was a title that everybody knew, that they could just throw something together and we would just flock to it.
I absolutely agree, 1,000%. And DC has been a shambles ever since. And you know, the comic book industry, Marvel is still churning out okay books, as it always has. And then, you know, DC is still, you know, I don't want to comment about, you know, the past couple of years, because I've had an issue with comic books lately, you know, not the past couple of years, but DC makes great stuff, and they just don't know how to adapt it to a live action play or live action versions.
I disagree. I think, well, not live action, but I think they have a really good animated section, and so like I think honestly their animated section could almost compete with what MCU has done automatically. So
I absolutely agree with that. I agree completely, because if you look back, they've been doing the DC animated universe was really doing before the Marvel universe really formed their stuff. But I'm still concerned about today's MCU. You know, I've had this conversation with a lot of people. You go back, and anybody in Marvel that knows our Marvel for the past 30 or 40 years, the first thing they're going to say is Infinity Gauntlet. And the next thing, or Infinity Saga, excuse me. And the next thing they're going to say is the Phoenix Saga. And they screwed up the Phoenix Saga enough that, you know, what are they going to do now? And then the X-Men, they've screwed up the X-Men so much. But we're getting into some of Josh's stuff now when the Fantastic Four shows up. Hopefully, to goodness gracious, we can bring some continuity about it. But in my opinion, that it's just all over the place right now. And I would love to see it come back centered and go back into a storyline. But you have so many different angles going on at one time, how they're going to wrap it all up.
Agreed.
True statement. And that's a good note to say goodnight on, because it's getting late.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on and joining us, Daniel. You knocked it out of the park. Good job. Tots, prizes will be up at Haven roughly when?
Saturday lunchtime.
Saturday lunchtime. Prizes will be up at Haven. So they will be there for all of our local folks.
Mhm.
Chris, we'll have to send yours out to you. So remind me, if you would, Tots, if you just put a note next to Chris. We need to mail his stuff out because he lives in Texas.
Texas.
He's a ways off. Texas.
That's a piece away.
Tots, I'm going to
Yeah,
bring up
big,
the next week's prizes to you. It'll be there sometime soon.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Daniel, thank you. Tots, thank you. Wyatt, thank you. Everybody who jumped on tonight. Thank you, everybody who's watching this later. Watch it live, and then you can jump in and try to win prizes because you can't do that after the fact. So it kind of stinks that way. But yeah, it's
Can't do that after Jeremy gets back either.
that's true. That's true. But thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate it. You guys have a great night. Always good to see y'all, and we will catch you next week.